Hey, good morning, everybody. Looks like we got a big day full of people. David, Michael, Larry, Arturo, Philip, Patrick, Sledge, welcome. Donald, Ted, Francois, Alan, Valerie, Kimberly, my lovely wife. How is everybody doing this morning? Left my monster sitting on the floor here. Had to pick it up. Turn it. There we go. Morning, everybody. Morning. Whew. Another record day on the banks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll pop that up and talk about it here in just a minute. So, crazy stuff all the way around. Got earnings popping. We got jobs reports. We got revisions lower. I mean, welcome to the party. If you didn't think they cooked the books, well, I have to tell you, been doing this a long time. The government lies to us, and they constantly lie to us. Anyway, it's kind of like the movie A Few Good Men. You know, you can't handle the truth. Somewhere along the lines, our government decided we can't handle the truth. So, yeah, it is the oldest child's birthday this weekend, as Kimberly points out in the chat. If you want to chat with us, all you got to do, be a subscriber. You hit the button right down here where the monster is, right there. Little logo, little green box. Hit that button, be a subscriber. You can chat on the live stream with us. If you're tuning in when we're no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. And you might as well hit the bell with the doodads so you know when I go live again on Monday. I am going live on Monday, Labor Day. And we'll talk crypto on Monday. So crypto will be moving. Crypto's always moving. Crypto never sleeps, never has a holiday, never has a close day. Crypto is always moving. That's why I say it's a different asset, different thing. Anyway, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument or otherwise. Don't buy stuff from me. Don't buy stuff from other gurus unless you trust them and like what they say, agree with it. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people in this industry are out to get you money. I'm just trying to do the right thing, help a few people along the way. If you desire personal financial advice, though, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. It has a fiduciary duty to take care of you. So, yeah, September 30 is our girl child, our oldest child, our girl child's birthday. I call her the girl child, as opposed to the two boys. And, yeah, so. Anyway, all right, moving on. Jobs out this morning. Ridiculous. Cooking the books, as always. Roll down, look at it. You know, non-farm employment change, 187. They revised all the past ones down by like 10%. Unemployment rate, 3.8, popping up. Not getting the 3.5, getting a higher unemployment rate. How long can they cook the books before it starts leaking through? We do have ISM manufacturing coming up at 10 a.m. Be careful. That could be a market mover depending on what happens. All right. Yeah. All right. That's the economic news coming out today. Remember, market holiday Monday. Take care of your stuff. All right. Can't trade it on Monday. We got a closed day. So plan ahead. Be smart. I will do a crypto update on special crypto version Morning Monster on Monday. But in general, market closed except for crypto. And it's the way it is. All right. Nothing really to add to that. I was thinking maybe going somewhere, but I was like, nah, just cut it off right there. Anyway, so banks setting a record. Banks. What kind of record did they set? Banks usage of the Fed's emergency facility. This thing they set up in March when everything was going to crap in a handbasket. It's supposed to be a temporary thing, right? Well, we keep borrowing more and more money out of it to keep the thing solvent. Is this going to become a permanent thing? Are they going to cut it off and all this money has to come back out? I mean, look at $5.5 trillion. Are you kidding me? $5.5 trillion. And we're million, billion, trillion. I mean, that's lots of money. That's a lot of money there. So problems. Anyway, retail funds saw inflows for the 19th straight month, 3.5 billion. Institutional funds returned to inflows with 10.9 billion. Sucking up this Fed money right there, plus some. So watch out, bullish until it breaks. I mean, that's kind of the way I am. Like, bias for the day, bullish until it breaks. We may see a pullback here. This move up off the bottom, pretty bullish, but we tend to get a pullback eventually. So, Fed's balance sheet reducing by 17.5 billion last week. Building some room up so they can absorb some more. We're back down to July 2021. Still not back pre-COVID levels. We had a little pop in March, and we've bled that back down. Continuing to bleed it down. And the QT continues, if you believe it's happening. So we'll see what happens here. They got to refund everything. So, market's absorbing it okay so far. Usage of that credit facility right there. Funding facility, record high, 108 billion right there. That's the Fed's emergency lending facility. Keeps climbing, keeps creeping higher. Are we going to get another one of these? Another leg up? Another bank freak out? Be careful out there. I mean, like I said, it can keep going till the music stops, till lights come on at the end of the night at the bar. Then that girl you're dancing with, be careful. May not be the pretty girl you think. Anyway, there's the numbers support the growth. So crazy stuff. Anyway, let's talk about what's actually moving, what we can actually trade today, and where I think we're headed. So here's the two paths, possible potential right now. Let's change this to a red path. So that's the red path. This is the potential bullish path, which I give credence to right now. I think we're on the bullish path. We may not go this high. We may kind of squeak it out and retrace. I think either path, we're probably going to do a retrace, either deep retrace or shallow retrace, hold support and bounce. It's just the likely path. We may come on up near this point before we do it. Could do this. Could. Could be more like that. And we'll see. We'll see. Just keep it in mind that there's a retrace brewing more than likely. There's always the possibility we do this thing again, or we just go ripping off and don't look back. Possibility, not high probability. And if we just do go blasting off 46.50, 47.20, that's probably the next targets. We could bust on through all-time high. Not feeling it yet. I think we'll probably do some sort of pullback in September. Now we look at the September seasonality, and where'd that chart go? There it is. Pull it over here. We usually see a pop, then a drop, and end up lower than the start of September. This is just based on 20 years of the market. Like, sum together all 20 years, the percent moves. Typically what we do, a night like this pop in September, that usually happens, all right? So don't get caught off guard. We usually pop in September. And that's not right at the beginning of September. You kind of have to look at draw an imaginary line down the middle. So that's popping into the middle of September. A little rocky, and then expiration week into the end up lower. Now, is that guaranteed? No, it's never guaranteed. All right, but that's the seasonal pattern of September. Just typically what we see. So, yeah, closing time. Exactly right, Kimberly. Exactly right, my dear. Anyway, there you go. All right, there's the seasonal path. We'll see what happens. See what shakes out. So that's kind of the two high probability paths at this point. We have other other potentials that just dropping out, blowing this, keep on going. I mean, that's always sitting on the chart, always possible. Somebody can fly some jets into buildings, and we shut down the market for 2 weeks, and I mean, it's happened in the past. All right, we could get crazy good news. I can't speculate what that might be right now, but the could get crazy good news, and it could pop and keep on going. All the companies in the world are making incredible money. Blow off, take off to 6,000. Don't see it likely, but could happen. All right, jumping into the micro time frame and what's actually moving today. So S5FI, stocks above the 50-day moving average on the S&P 500. Showed a little pullback yesterday, not to be, not really unexpected. Came up to the same level where we kind of got a little pause before, and we can continue on higher. Entirely possible. That's what we did in May. May ramp right up. I had the big blue arrow. Ramping right back up. It's kind of the path. I am bullish, if I didn't say that already. Now, looking at the small time frames, overnight action, we got a little retrace. Could have been a wave 4, could be a wave 5. We're coming up into that orange box we weren't able to break into yesterday. The resistance. So that's what we got right here. Didn't do any pullbacks. Poking into resistance, finding a little resistance. Going to be a little trouble getting up through it probably. And we may retrace. So I'm cautious on the bull side. Do expect higher. Like to see a daily close up there at that upper end. This simple chart is just based on daily closes. Would like to see a daily close up here above 45.60 before we do the pullback. I mean, that would be most ideal for the bullish scenario. So just keep it in mind. We can continue. Now, I've been warning that we're due a pullback. Like this red pullback could happen anytime if that's what the path we're on. So be careful, all right? Be careful. Staying vigilant. It's not being wrong that costs you money. It's staying wrong. So know when you're wrong. Know when to close it. Know when to move on. NQ. Well, wrong chart. Let's go back to the other chart. NQ. Then ES is S&P 500 futures. So it's, if you didn't know, the cash index closes at 4 p.m. and doesn't trade again until 9:30 when we open here in a minute and a half or so. And the futures, though, they trade all night. They close from 5 p.m. till 6 p.m. and then they reopen and trade all night. They take a 1 hour break for reconciliation and then get going again. So this is what we had overnight, was just a bunch of choppy bull crap. We were pulling back and right there, reopened 1800 and made a little fake attempt. Then we popping on the jobs here. I don't know. We may retrace it. NQ, which is the NASDAQ, QQQ. If you're unfamiliar with the NASDAQ's futures, same path, bullish. Looks pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Probably going higher in the big picture. Russell, still below that 1950 level. That resistance I was talking about for a few days now. If you're unfamiliar, go back. Rewatch some of the past. Get caught up. I mean, you can rewind back to July and catch up. Got to get above this. If we turn down here, Russell's going lower. Big time lower. If we can break above that, break above the trend line being the downtrend since August of last year. That's a whole year trend line, and now the market is open. If we can break above that, 2200 becomes likely. But that's not a new high on Russell. Russell has a huge amount of crap to work through to get back to new highs. Oil. Said I was going long yesterday. I went long yesterday. Shared it in my Trader Lab All Access VIP room. And there's the path. We're cooking. Cooking with diesel fuel. Looking for the breakouts. 94 is kind of my next target area, really. May see resistance at 87, 89, 94. Could break on out, go higher than that. All right. USO. I was seeing news yesterday that USO is changing how they manage the fund. They think that oil is going to perpetually stay in backwardation, so they're changing to a management system where they're going to take advantage of backwardation. Now, the problem with that is that there's a lot of other oil traders that would love to rip USO and cause them to lose their money in that fund. So be careful trading USO. My weapon of choice is UCO, and it is a leveraged instrument. Looks like we may be on the path to the target zone. 33, 35, and then 40 up here. Those are my targets. 33, 35, 40. Any questions? It reminds me. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? Right there, 80 is the USO target for now. If we get the pop, be careful. They may play a game of rip the fund holder. All right. Very, 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 very possible that it gets ripped. So, all right. GC. Potentially working on a breakout. Potentially. Still all the same stuff. We got the resistance up here, that high from July. If we can get above, positive. If not, sucks. Silver, I still don't like that price action. Still don't like it. I haven't liquidated my position. Still sitting on my SLV. Still bullish out to 2025. And we're in 2023, so 2 years. Still bullish out to 2025, but right now, the micro next few days, unclear. All right, we could get another drop back to the roadmap line. Bitcoin, yeah, I didn't like the fact that we weren't bouncing off the roadmap line and right back to the lows. That sucks. Bitcoin needs to get its crap together. Now, in bullish periods, which Bitcoin's up 50-something% for the year, arguably bullish periods, 3-day weekends tend to be bullish. And this is a 3-day weekend. Labor Day, holiday, Monday. We will see what happens. All right. I don't know. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. That's not an awesome thing. We broke down below the 618, got below the 786. Not awesome Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. If it can pop back up, get back above the roadmap line, we can get continuation. This is not a spot chart. This is just a future chart. And but right there, the futures bounce right off of the roadmap line, right back. I mean, the spot market bounced right off the roadmap line, right back down. That's not exactly bullish. Not exactly. Not in any way I track it. So 3-day chart just looks sideways choppy, and 1-week chart just choppy. Needs to get up above this stuff. Ethereum continues to look weak. Maybe it can get something going, but so far nothing. Dollar just chopping. Love to see this drop on out. CRM, nice pop. Nice pop. Still not getting there though. Just not doing it. Couldn't hold the conservative entry. Be careful, it can retrace that gap right back down. DG. Golly, man. Holding the orange box. If we get below the orange box, watch out below. Next orange box on down. Oh, this is yesterday's list too. Hold on. Refresh the list. Refresh the list. What's moving today? MDB. There we go. I was like, wait a minute. This wasn't the list. This wasn't the list I made. There we go. MDB. Popping. Probably dropping. On the way to the roadmap line. We could break out here. but look at this right here. See that 618? Hold there. We close red today, probably come down here. If we can close up here for 15, probably going on up to 460, possibly 500. ASML. It's a big mover just because it's a high price, but it's not a big mover on a percent basis. ESTC. Wow, that's a nice one. Probably has resistance up here at 90. That if it can hold a close above these highs. Now my line's red when I change the other color red. Change it back to bluish, purplish, purpley color. If we can get a close above that, probably heading up to this 90 area. It's not even like a fib pattern or anything, just resistance levels. That's just support and resistance levels. Lulu. I mean, yeah, SEC. I mean, they have to work through the SEC thing, but they're planning on switching for USO. That's true, Goose. I mean, nothing's final yet, but they want to change up their management style, I guess. I don't know. Let's change what's working, right? Lulu popping, couldn't break above the highs. So far, retracing it back out. That's an earnings deal. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom. Not popping. Up 1%. Was moving big pre-market, but retracing that back out. May come all the way back down. Dell. Fair pop on earnings there for Dell. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom. Must be selling some computers again. Positive. Probably getting a little AI boom. They do sell, people don't think about it, but they do sell a lot of servers and stuff to people. And if SMCI is printing money, selling these server computers with tons of NVIDIA GPUs, then that means Dell is probably doing that too. Everybody thinks of Dell as a consumer, but really they supply a lot of universities, institutions. They just kind of sit there in the background. I know University of Tennessee has a contract with Dell as the sole, kind of like the sole source of the majority of computer systems. So my brother works in an IT department for the College of Engineering, or one of the departments in the engineering college, I guess, or maybe 2 or 3. And he buys a lot of those A100s. And he buys them through Dell. I know he shows me quotes for $100,000 Dell computers all the time. So it's maybe the sleeper move right here on AI. If we look at the price to sales at a 0.42, and that's a huge potential to catch up there. Right there. And I got a ton of blade business, and yeah, just kind of keeping things quiet. So interesting potential there. Look at the pullback. We're breaking out to new highs, so this thing can 73, possibly 90 up here. Nice potential for Dell. In NTNX, I know this was a popular one in Discord last night on earnings. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom. Popping up to the 1272, 3646. That looks like resistance. We may retrace back out to the 100 and then pop up to the 618. Like JT, you can't see those little bitty dots. Right there you go. 1272. Amazingly, it's stopping right there. May retrace back down, which it looks like the whole candle has retraced already today. Looks like it already probably did that. So we may be on the smaller time frame here and just doing it on like a 15-minute chart. maybe even 5-minute chart. There you go, popping. And next move up to 40. Make it quick. $4. Like 15%, something like that. MEDS. Pop back out to the daily. Got a nice pop on there. Still just in the crap though. Not clearing resistance. I don't know. Not something I play with. SMCI, there you go. Probably still on a path to retrace that back out. It could run from here. That could have been the touch. This could be the higher low, and we blast off. So be know when you're right, know when you're wrong. I give credence to going deeper, but the next move up could take us right up into this zone once again, right near the highs. Retrace again and break on out. SGEN. Yeah, it looks like a potential breakout. I don't really have great extension targets on this one. Maybe up to 220, 212, 220. That's the next two targets, 212 and 220. FNGU. Beautiful potential. 250, 270 if we're going to break on out. Get above this 207, this shoulder over here. This was a head and shoulders. It played out to the bottom. And we get above that shoulder. 250, 270 targets up there. HZNP, pharmaceutical crap. Don't trade pharmaceuticals. I don't trade pharmaceuticals, okay? Too much of this gappy bull crap. That's just not my game. I like high probability stuff. That's not high probability. That's gambling to me. You can lose your money fast. You can make big money fast, and you can lose your money fast. So, legalize gambling in all 50 states right there. Play HZNP. This one, that's a conservative entry, as long as we don't just drop back out. Looking for 172, 183 on the next extension higher. Sony. That probably was looks like a crap head and shoulders, crappy one that played out. Potentially. Head's kind of wicked, but yeah, pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. So that can bounce the resistance up here at 88. Have to clear the shoulder before we go bullish. Yep. All right. That's nothing great on Sony. Snow under the roadmap line. Until we can clear this crap, we're probably on a path lower. Digital dog, data dog, digital dog, whatever. Resistance up here, support down here, just chopping. Nothing, no pattern, no high probability anything at this point for me. SDRL, Seadrill, doesn't have a long history. 53, probably upside resistance. ADTX, roadmap line. This looks like a biotech piece of crap. Don't trade it. AVGO. You can make a bunch of money on biotechs. Don't get me wrong, but it's just gambling. Like a drug announcement comes out, FDA approval. Boom. They explode higher. FDA denies. Boom. Gap down. Goes to zero. I mean, it's gambling. All right. It really is. Call it what it is. AVGO still hitting resistance. May retrace back down to the roadmap line here. OLN. Oh, if you want the roadmap line, links in the description. It's like $5. You can get the thing, put it on your chart. There's a YouTube video that I have on the channel from, it's like my favorite indicator, and me going like, in the thumbnail. I give you the code in there, but if you want to just one-click button it, $5. I mean, you can put it on your chart. It works on all time frames. OLN, yeah, just sideways choppy bullcrap. OXM, sideways choppy bullcrap. ICCT, volatile bullcrap. What the fudge is that? 33 for 1,000. I don't know what they did. 33 for 1,000. Is that like a real split? I don't even know. Like, I don't know what that was. Like ridiculous. 33. I don't believe I've ever seen a split like that before. PD, pager duty. It's like they're not very bullish right now. Bearish, retest, extension lower would be what I would expect. Holding the 618, but God, be careful. If we can get above the roadmap line, that'd be positive, but that was a bearish retest of the roadmap line. Lower would be my expectation. I don't usually trade lower because in the long run, I was kind of explaining this yesterday, the long run, the stock market goes up 8% a year, right? I mean, that's just, you hear that over and over. It's kind of, you know, you look at the long run, the last 100 years, it's kind of true, 8% a year. Now, why bet down when against something that historically goes up? I mean, that's just not my, I mean, don't be bearish, don't be pessimistic. So DG, yeah, sucking it up like I mentioned in the beginning. And VMware, looks like it's having a little trouble breaking out. May retrace. It's been a while since we've been to the roadmap line. February. We could retrace back down. And we could just churn sideways until we meet up again sometime out here in the future in November, December. VFS, that thing's probably coming back to 15. We get to 15. I'm going to be like, I told you so. I'm going to set an alert just so I know when we do it. That's bear. I mean, heck, buy some puts. Buy a put. VFS coming back. Anyway. Bias for the day. Bullish, baby. Got the resistance right there. That's the same resistance I talked about early August. Now we're early September. So, been the resistance for a month. Got to get above it. And, yeah. So, I'm going live at 10:30. You know, like 40 minutes for now to talk about green light income alerts. That's my strategy. That is now 58-0. You know, the other day Wednesday, I was saying 57-0. Now it's 58-0. We have one more trade on, and it's going to be 59-0 before long. And maybe now, I don't know. I got to go look. Maybe 59-0. And it wins. Never taken a loss. 0 losses I've been doing it since March. You know, officially we've been doing it since June last year when we fully launched it out to the public. Had beta testers since March, and it's been undefeated the entire time. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. I'll be live talking about that. I'll be on Ask the Pros. Links in Discord for that. I'll be on Ask the Pros at noon for a three-peat, a third week in a row. And I'm just a commentator on there. Nothing, not pitching anything, not pushing anything. So, all right, that's great. If you want to come join me, links in the description down below, and I'll see you again on Monday.